Maybe over that. Hold on. I just hurt my ankle on the edge of the bed. So I have a story time. This is like so unplanned, so last minute. The only reason I'm really doing this video is because my friend questioned why I did my makeup, because I posted a photo of myself on my Instagram story and she was like, are you going out? Are you doing a video? I'm like, no, I just kind of did it because I was bored. And then I'm just like, why don't I just make a video? So I was like, I've been wanting to make a video or a story time video for a while about something that happened to me not that long ago. So that's what I'm going to do. So today I am going to be talking to you about something that happened to me literally maybe like half a year ago now. I went to my new campus because I transferred unis. I was just doing some paperwork. I needed to print something out because I forgot one page or whatever it was. So I quickly rushed to the library and tried to print something out, but I forgot the login password. So I can't log in, and so I just look around and I'm like, okay, I need to ask somebody to help me. It's literally just like 1 or 2 sheets that I need to do. So I made eye contact with this guy and he was very like, he looked very timid, very shy, very geeky and everything. So I was like, okay, this should be easy because like, not to say that geeky guys are like, you know, an easy target, but like I feel like they're like more humble, more like okay, yeah, okay, I'll help you out. Like, I don't know, and I'm shy as well sometimes. He ended up helping me out and he was really nice, and then we were kind of like talking, but just like very like normal, like, oh yeah, so what are you gonna study, like where did you come from, or like what's this for, and this and that. And then I think it was like a couple cents for like the amount that I needed to print out, and he was like, don't worry about it, it's fine, it's like not a big deal. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't mind like paying baggy. Like, I was like, no, it's fine. So anyways, he ends up walking with me to the office to hand in my paperwork. We continued to converse and I was just like, this guy's really nice and he's really smart. Like straight away I could tell this kid was so smart. Mind you, he was about like maybe 2 years younger than me. He was so smart, like he had so much information to share with me about so many different topics, like literally, like it was so interesting. I love people who just know so much about like anything, like any random topic. Oh yeah, forgot to say this. I drove my car and I parked right across from the office, and the library is on the same road and then like literally like 100 meters away from the office and from where I parked. As I walked out of the office, we just kind of stood outside and spoke for a bit. And we sat in the car and I'm like, hey, if you want I can just drop you off, because he needed to go to some like protesting thing. I'm not sure, I can't remember what it was specifically. I was like, it's fine, I'll drop you off because like it starts soon and there's no point of you catching public transport, you know, I'll just save you some time, plus you helped me out. So I decided to drive him to his location. We exchanged phone numbers and yeah, that's kind of where it just kind of stayed. But of course, if I'm sharing this story with you, it's because there's obviously something that happened, and let me tell you, it did. For me, I was just talking to him as a friend. For him, I'm not too sure if that was the page that he was on. I'm gonna assume that not really. He was pretty full on. I don't have any of the messages on me anymore because I think I never actually saved his number. But basically, we were talking and our conversations were very like once or twice a day, and they were just like very it was like he was writing me an email. Like it was as if he was writing an email to his employer. It's just so like, I don't know, he's just a really full-on personality. He was very old school. He didn't have social media. All he had was like his phone, like to text, and I think that's it. But like I remember him saying that like he doesn't spend time on the internet or like YouTube or any of that. He just like, he was more just like a TV guy. I don't know, very old school, you know what I mean? You don't come across those personalities too often, so it's quite interesting. I think they're great, but like, yeah. So anyways, days go on. At the time, I'm doing my internship because it was in the city and because our campus is in the city. He was like, one day after you finish work, why don't we go grab something to eat? And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And mind you, when I was doing my internship during this time, I was dressing like pretty casual, like sometimes, like I was like not dressed up, but also not too dressed down. It was like smart casual, like whatever, because it was like, you know, work. I thought when he said like, let's go get something to eat, like he meant like, I don't know, let's get fucking fish and chips, or like a burger and some chips and a soda, or like, I don't know, just something like casual, you know, like normal stuff. I was really nervous because I didn't know what to expect. Some of the messages that he would send me, I was kind of like unsure. The way he like spoke through like messages, it was just I don't know, it was so different. Like I've never really been in that situation with somebody where like it wasn't like a very laughing back and forth conversation through text and like sending memes, or like just very bubbly. It was very serious. So I go downstairs after work and I see him walking towards me, and he is all like, he isn't like over the top dressed. Like, I don't know how, you know, like not in a suit, but like he was very well groomed, like clean shaved. I could smell, like he smelled so clean, and just like he just looked like he was ready for a date. And I looked terrible because I was so tired by then. I remember looking in the mirror before and my makeup was just separating because I was trying this new foundation. Oh, I was just not feeling myself, and like the weather was like, the weather ended up being terrible, by the way. It was like thunderstorming, and it was during the time that it was hailing ice from the sky, and my car had gotten damaged because of it, and that's how bad it was. Anyway, we're like, oh hey, how are you? And I'm like, oh wow, you look good, like you're very like well put together. I'm like, in my head I'm like, oh god, what am I getting myself into? Like this isn't what I expected. Like this is just supposed to be like you know, let's get food after work or like uni and chill and get a burger, you know, and talk and then go home. I didn't drive that day either, fuck's sake. So we walked towards like near the water area. I'm not gonna be too specific about it because like I don't think it's that necessary. But let's just say we went to one of the new one of the really nice, fancy, very bougie, very expensive, high-end restaurants. And I was like, are you sure you want to do this? Cause like I was like, are you sure? Like this is what I expected. I thought we were just gonna get a burger and chips. I don't fucking know. And he's like, no, yeah, let's go. This is because I wanted to take you here and I want to show you this really nice restaurant. It's one of my favorite restaurants. I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway, so we go in, we get ourselves a table right by the water. I felt really awkward. Okay, I felt so awkward because, hopefully it's still recording, hold on. I felt really awkward because I started to get the vibe that this wasn't just a friendly get together anymore. This was more than that, and this is not what I wanted. I never gave off I never flirted. I never like gave him any signs of interest. I was very friendly. If anything, I was really friend zoning him the whole time kind of thing. I don't know, like I just never, I don't know, sometimes we're sitting down and I just felt so awkward. Like I wanted to get the fuck out. I was like, this isn't gonna end well. And plus his personality was kind of like intimidating, and this kid was younger than me, and I was like, what the hell? How am I intimidated by this guy? We're talking, very smart. My mum was actually trying to get in touch with me because she's like, where's your car? Where is your car? Because I parked my car outside the train station where there was no shelter. Let's just say that. And basically my mum, she called me panicking, saying like, oh my god, your car just got damaged recently. You know it's gonna hail again. Why would you leave your car out there if there's no shelter? I told you to park in the shopping mall where there's actually like shelter so it doesn't get damaged, blah blah blah. And I didn't want to do that because I had to walk like 1 kilometer to this train station. I just was not bothered. I was like, you know what? It's already damaged. What am I gonna do? And mind you, when this was happening, he didn't look very happy about it. He was very like, don't worry, it's just a car, it's material, doesn't matter. Like, and he's totally right, which is what I was trying to tell my mom. But like my mom, she stresses out a lot about like everything. So like it stresses me out and then I start freaking out because she's freaking me out. But I'm normally the one that's very like, don't worry about it. As long as like the people are okay. Mom was like just stressing me out, and then he was kind of like annoyed at the fact that I kept going on my phone. He was like, you should put your phone down, like don't worry about it. In a very passive aggressive sense sometimes, I don't know. At least that's how I interpreted it. We start ordering our food and I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, this is gonna cost a lot. This is not what I expected. And he's like, just get anything you want. And I'm like, okay. And then I just got something, you know, something that looked nice, I guess. And he was just ordering like entree, and he was ordering a dinner and then a dessert, and then and then a glass of wine for both of us actually. And I was like, all right, cool. just enjoy it. Just be in the moment, you know? And I was like, yeah, I know. He would always ask me questions, like he would always want to know like things about me, and I found that very like, you know, it was nice. And even though he asked me a lot of questions and I would respond and everything, and I would share my life, I guess, with him, it was kind of hard to stop and ask him any questions because he spoke so much. Again, like I said, he's a smart guy, and like when I would say something, he would kind of like relate that to something that he experienced or knows about, or like something, you know, that is just linked and related to that topic or my answer. And then he would just go on like a huge like ramble about it, and then I'm just like, I was literally just listening 90% of the time, no kidding. And then there came points where he would be like, I think we could do so much together and we could really conquer and be a very powerful team, and just like very like he made it, I don't know how to explain it. Again, this is so weird, like I'm so uncomfortable. He was saying things like that, and then he grabs my hand. He grabs my hand like this. I can see. He grabs my hand and I'm just like looking around like there were like all these like rich people around us with their dates, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? This is like, everyone's like literally just like older people and just husband and wives and just like, oh, I don't even know, like business people. And then he like kisses my hands. I'm just like, and he's complimenting me, by the way. He's like, you look beautiful today, by the way. And I'm just like, please don't lie to me. And then he gives my hand and I'm just like, I love when a guy is intimate and like sweet and like smothers me with like all this affection. If I like you and if I'm in love with you. So romantic. But when I have only met you one time and we haven't had really like fun conversations, it's always just been very serious. It's just like there was just not any connection for me, so I was like, thanks. It was so awkward. After I kissed my hand, we continued talking, and I'm just like, you know, looking, trying to make eye contact with somebody to like help me. But also I didn't want to because I felt bad. Like I was like, I didn't plan for this. Like I feel like this can't be my fault. Like I didn't intend on leading him on. I didn't lead him on. I didn't give him any sign of interest. I was just nice to him. Like anyone that knows me knows that when I'm nice and I'm just being your friend, like just a mate, like you will know that I'm just being your mate, because I will just be very like normal. I won't over laugh with you, you know what I mean, but I also won't be too dry. If you make me laugh a lot and I'm always laughing with you, then like, I guess that might be like, I would get it, because like, oh, she's laughing at all my jokes, like everything I say, like ha ha ha. But it wasn't like that, like at all. Like we didn't even joke. Like he was just a serious person. And not gonna lie, he kind of reminded, like, I don't know, oh, he just reminded me of somebody like that you would see on the news for like one day suddenly deciding to like shoot everyone at school. Like I just got that weird vibe from him. I don't know, I felt like he was kind of evil deep down inside, but I just didn't you know what I mean? I didn't want to just jump to conclusions. I wanted to give him a chance, like, and be good friends with him, and that's it. Anyway, so he kissed my hand again, I think probably like 3-4 times, and yeah, he hated the phone thing. Nah, don't touch your phone when we're talking on the table. Manners. I totally understand that, but my mum was calling me for like the car thing, which isn't an emergency, but because it's my mum and she was panicking and really worried, like, you know, just give me a second. And he kept looking at me like with those eyes of like, I don't know, he just looked straight into my soul sometimes. Like, he would pause and just stare at me and be like, what's going on? Like, I just didn't know what to do. So yeah, after everything is done, we have dessert, and I wasn't really hungry for dessert because I was pretty like, I just want to get the fuck home, honestly. He was like, no, let's have dessert. So we got dessert and we shared it. I don't think he fed me. No, he didn't. I can't remember. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think he did, because I just kept saying like, I'm not really hungry. I just tried a bit, and then I just let him like kind of have the rest. Yeah, we got up. We both needed to use the restroom. I rushed to the restroom, messaged my friend. I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Please help me. I walked out a little too quick, I think, because he wasn't out yet. And then I was like, oh fuck. Like, I was literally so tempted to just be like, you know what, let me pay the bill and I'm just gonna get the fuck out and just tell him I had to go because I had an emergency came up. But when I went to the lady, I was like, hey, can I have the bill please? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. And then she told me the bill. I was like, what? She's like, this is it. I'm like, would you like to pay with cash or card? I'm like, just give me a sec. I'm just gonna wait for him to come out. Before anyone hates me on this, let me just say this. I didn't want to go to this restaurant. I said, why don't we just go to like any of these other ones down there? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. Like, in my mind, I was like, this isn't a fucking date. You don't have to pay for me this much. Like, there's no need. Time out. But he really wanted to go there, and it was hard to like just kind of be like, no, this is scary. The dinner was like 200 and something Australian dollars. So yeah, I mean, it might not be much, but like maybe for me it is. I don't know, for just food, small servings, you know, like no one's the big plate and it's just like a small serving in the middle. Lovely food, but like, yeah, it wasn't a date. It wasn't really necessary. So yeah, he came out, and then I was like, you know what, if you want, I'm happy to pay for half of it, and then, you know, you can pay out that half, it's fine. And he's like, no, as if, well, how could you? And then he just paid for it. I was like, are you fucking sure? Like, he's like, yeah, no, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, thanks. So I walk out, and then I'm like, fuck. I feel terrible because I didn't want him to spend that much money on me. I didn't want him to spend any money on me, like even. I didn't care, like I can pay for myself. But I wouldn't have gone to that place if we were just to like hang out the way I wanted to. Anyway, so we walk out, and then we're just talking, and then he says, he's like, you don't seem to ask many questions about me. The camera just cut out again. But when we were walking out after we finished eating, he was like, well, you don't seem to ask many questions about me. Like, I'm asking all the questions here. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It's just that I like listening to what you have to say because you have so much knowledge and it's quite interesting. But yeah, and then I just started asking him a few questions, and then whatever. And then we take a seat, and then mind you, Valentine's Day is like 2 weeks away, or 1 week away, I think. And then he asks me if I wanted to be his Valentine's. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. No kidding. I was like, me? You wanna do this with me? And he's like, yeah, like I want you to be my Valentine. And I'm like, look, I would, but I don't know you very well. And for me, like having a Valentine's and that person, I would like to know them, or like have something going or already there. Like I don't want to just kind of do it with anybody. And then, oh my god, did that piss him off so much. I was actually afraid for my life for the next 30 minutes until I got on that train. Not even 30 minutes, 45 minutes until I got on that train and left. He was not happy. He was pissed. He was so pissed. Like, oh my god, I was so scared. He was like, why? Like, I thought we were getting along really well and we were just talking about our future. He was talking about a future with me and like how we're gonna like be a powerful couple because of our ideas and everything and our common interests and this and that. And I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, I think you're great, but I just don't want to rush into it because I literally just met you. We can hang out and just, you know, talk and as friends and just see where it goes. He wasn't very happy. Let's just say we kind of got into an argument because of that, and he was like literally like breathing in and out so roughly and just like I don't understand, like da 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 da. And I'm just like, you know what, look, it's not what, I don't even know what I said anymore. It was just so much. It was just a very scary feeling because I didn't know who this person was or what they are capable of. Felt very just uncomfortable. At the end, I'm like, look, I'll see if we can do something. If it's not for Valentine's Day, maybe we can do something later. But like right now, I'm just not too sure about it. But I can let you know. So I tried to like, even though I said no, I was like, look, let me just think about it. Let me just think about it. Let me just think about it. He still wasn't very happy, but I was like, eventually I calmed him down a bit. So we're walking down. I'm like, hey, like we should get going now. It's getting late. We're walking, we get to the light, the first traffic light, and he's talking like pretty loud to me, like saying,
I'm just so confused, like why don't you want to be my Valentine? Like I really like you.
Yeah, I think he said that. I think you did say that. I just really like you. Like you seem like a really cool girl and this and blah blah blah. And people are around us and I'm like, hey, like it's okay. It's like I'm trying to like smile it off, like no, it's fine, like we're gonna sort this out. So people don't stare at us weirdly, and we're crossing the road and everything, and then we get to the next traffic light, and this is what scared me again, but even more. I'm really good at analyzing people, especially when like he gave me the opportunity to like spend enough time with him and talk to him and kind of figure him out, and immediately I could tell that this person was a very dominating, masculine, I don't know how to explain it, but just very like they think that because they're a man they can say whatever they want, very like, you know what I mean? And I said something like, wow, you really like, you're very not aggressive, but you're very like, you seem like the type to not give up until you get your way, something like that, I don't know. And then he literally looked at me, oh wait, no, and something, and I'm like, you'll raise your voice a bit, but like it's kind of scary. He literally looked at me and he said,
yeah, that's true, but I bet you love it, hey?
Literally to my face. And I looked at him and I'm just like, what? I'm like, what the heck? I was speechless. I was like, I need to get the fuck out. It's like, oh my god. No. So I'm just like, all right, just be nice to him. Just be nice to him. Just give him what he wants. Be nice to him. Be positive. And then when you get in that fucking train and say bye-bye, get the fuck out and never speak to him again. Anyway, so we get to the train station and we have to take one train stop to Central, and then he has to change onto a different train because he's in a different location. He lives somewhere else opposite. So when we get to that stop at Central and he gets off, he's like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later, whatever. And then he gets out of the train and I'm in the train just like sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, thank fuck. All you hear is on the train window and he goes,
bye.
I'm just like, literally everyone in that carriage was like scared. They were like, what the fuck? Like, why did he just bang so hard on that window? Dude, it was so loud, it was so inappropriate, it was so weird and awkward for me because it was at me, and I was like, and then the train goes and I was like, I haven't spoken to him since like that day or like the day after, where I was like, I need to cut this, like no. So yeah, I haven't seen him on campus yet. hopefully I don't run into him, and if he sees this video, like, and if you know who you are, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm really sorry. Never wanted to ever escalate anything or make you think that I was like interested in more than just friends or anything, but like, damn, that experience was scary. Like, it just made me really learn to be more cautious about men, and also just to kind of be more aware of the different kinds of people that you can come across, and just be careful. And if you do meet somebody who has a lot of pride and admits to it and says, yeah, but I bet you love it, hey, that is a red flag. Like, I have already experienced people like that in my life, so it was quite easy for me to kind of like point it out and like recognize these signals and just know that there's definitely something more than just to this. Like, if this is like what you're showing me, not knowing me that well, I can't even begin to imagine what they are capable of when you really get to know them in a relationship, committed and whatever. Like, I just no. Anyways, that was my experience with a unexpected date with a boy that I didn't really even know. I was just being nice to, that led to something so scary. And I'm just so glad I haven't run into him at uni yet, because we do go to the same uni right now. We do very different degrees, probably very different buildings, so hopefully it stays like that. I hardly go to the library. I'm sure he probably does go often, but I don't. I just do everything at home. So, but yeah, anyways, that was my story time. Hope you enjoyed it. I have a few others, but like, I don't know which ones to share and not, because like, you know, some are a little not, I don't know. We'll see. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna now take this off and go to bed. Probably not, but I'll try it.